It's my pleasure, my privilege to present to you the Polity once again this beautiful Thursday. And my name is Dayo Omogun. I'm really excited to be here. I hope you are too from your end. I hope your day has been good. And just in case the day has been drab, hasn't given all that you expected, I can assure you, you're going to experience a new turn from this moment, even as you join us to watch this program. I can assure you that you will have a scintillating time, an exhilarating time, a time when there will be light where there have been darkness concerning some of the things in the polity in Nigeria. And to make this happen, I have two guests with me. The first one, Ben Agunloye is his name. He's a great public affairs analyst with so much information, so much facts, figures, and very well delivered, very well articulated. You're welcome, Ben.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you. And my second guest, veteran journalist and public affairs analyst, Segun Ojelade is his name.
Thank you for having me.
Some of you know him from way back, and he's paid his dues in the industry. And he is also part of the team this on this edition, and we hope that we will be giving you a good time. So please stay tuned as we hit the ground. Welcome, Segun.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And so today we will be talking about the gale of defections that has been the order of the day for quite some time. In fact, yesterday's case was a little bit spectacular because you had what I call a wholesale defection. Wholesale in the sense that the governor, the deputy, the commissioners, all major stakeholders, the PDP caucus in the Senate, everybody in one fell swoop moved over from the PDP to the ruling APC. Not just that, it's also spectacular because for the very first time, Delta State is moving out of the grip out of the grip of the PDP. It's always been a traditional PDP state since 1999, and so this is something very totally different. So for so many reasons, that Delta defection is going to be some story for quite some time. And so we will be looking at this and a whole lot of the defections. I mean, just the same, I guess yesterday or so, you also had a report that about 150 members of the PDP are also on their way out to the APC in Enugu State. And if you add to that the fact that there are rumors, very strong feelers that the governor will also be taking the dive soon. And when you think about several others, then it makes it quite worth talking about. And so I'm going to be asking, first of all, Ben, there's been so many defections in recent times, and it looks as if every single time all roads lead to the APC. Why is this so? Why are we not having a good number going to some other parties?
Well, I think that the case is simple, and one will check it very well. Now, I would always say that at the political class in Nigeria, there are two groups of people. We call the establishment people, and those who we call
the left,
the outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
The outsiders have taken charge of governance from 2015 till now. The establishment people have all the things that they have retained over time, and that has sustained them. But by now, I would say that a number of appointments and positions and things that they hold are beginning over time. After 10 years, they are fizzling out. And with the fact that there is no strong assurance that PDP can rescue the power, it then means that they need to begin to also look at their future base. looking at their future base will definitely be to align with the ruling party, because as establishment people, they are used to using government machineries and government resources to, whether even they call it their businesses, they are run using those things. So for 10 years, they've been out effectively. So some of the things they have retained are also fizzling out.
So this is about retaining their grip.
So it's about retaining their grip, it's about survival, it's about settling in. And then when you also check, like I would always say, the NPC, the NPN, the PDP are establishment party. They are not individual party. The party of people who have always have hold at one point or the other in the governance of the public system. So it means, therefore, that out of government, I remember in 2010, 2011, we needed to work. 2012, there was this chairman from somewhere in the southwest. It was the PDP had lost that state, and everywhere I went with him, when you hear him making calls or doing conversation to ministers and the rest who were at the federal level, then he will say, you know that in our state the governor is not PDP, so you have to help us to get money so that we can run the secretariat, so that we can run the party. So it tells you that to a large extent, parties at the state level relies on resources from the governor to run, especially in the PDP. And that being the case, they are not a people that can survive for too long
outside
in the opposition. And so if the governors therefore today are insisting we are not ready to fund any coalition, we are not ready to spend our money on a project that we are not sure will give us definite result and put us in the right place that we are. One of the things you expect the governor to do then is to do the Mimiko style, which he said it is not defection, it is movement of government. And that's what has happened in Delta. The government had moved
entirely
from from PDP to APC. So it's not a case of one person defect. It is that they had a collective agreement. We are moving this government from where we are to align with a people that we think may be more serious.
Wow. I saw you were
yes. There are so many angles that we can look at this thing. The first one is that if a house is collapsing, everybody runs out of it. They run to a house that is stable.
Yeah, but many times they run in different directions.
This
time they are running in one direction.
Now, if you look at the most stable house in the polity today, even some of the parties are looking for people to come and team up with them so that they can pull down the house that is stable. Standing. Nobody wants to pull now. Everybody wants to enjoy the joy of a house that is stable. That's number one. Just like you said, the Nigerian politician, he doesn't want to be out in the cold. I remember in those days, the AD states of the Southwest, what the then PDP was preaching to them is that, well, you are the one suffering yourself. Come and connect yourself to the federal power, the federal might, and I know that your situation will be better. And so there are necessary incentives. Although it's unfortunate, that's Nigeria for you. Yeah. There are necessary incentives for belonging to the ruling power, to the ruling party. The
power at the center.
The power at the center. And nobody wants to be in the cold, not the Nigerian politician. Then the Nigerian politician at the same time is not looking at the present. That's why they don't pay attention to some of the things they should pay attention to, like the welfare of the people, like herdsmen and kiniko, like insecurity and all, or food security. No. It is 2027.
That's the focus.
So every one of them is making permutation on if we remain where we are, what will be our fate in 2027. Let's not remain in this party And when the work for 2027 is going on, we will not be seen to be contributing to it. And so when the soup is well cooked to be eaten post 2027, don't let them tell us that what is your contribution to what we have now. And you know, Nigerian politicians will always do that. They will say this side did not vote for us, so we will exclude them from the party. They do it a lot.
Yeah.
Or these people or this street, they even do it to street level or to ward level. So nobody wants to be, not even a governor that just wrestled power from a government that was not popular with the people with the people. So when they got there now, they believe that, well, I think the best thing for us to do now is to look for a more stable house. Now, gale of defection, I think more of it will come. There is no doubt about it. It will come. From some of those things, some of those states and governors that you have mentioned, yes, it's true. There are rumors. There are rumors of their defection. We've been hearing it, and it is very strident. We also hear it's rumor that even the Akwa Ibom governor, is warming up,
even up to Plateau,
to join. So more will still come. It is the implication of that I think we should be looking at. That it will not happen is a lie. It will happen. So the implication of the polity is what we should be thinking about.
But
you know that it settles a problem. Don't forget River State. River State, where somebody say, hey, the 27 lawmakers have defected, so they've lost their seat. What happens to the Delta governor now? Will he lose his seat simply because he has moved to the APC?
No. I mean, you know very well that the law will not give you what you don't. I mean, the judiciary will not give you.
No. I'm just saying it.
Yes,
it further solidifies the fact that if you can tell the people, if you can say, well, we are leaving because our party is not stable, there is instability in our party, you can move.
Yeah.
And not the hell will not be let loose. Well, that's exactly what.
Well, invariably, that's what the Delta State people have said.
Yes.
When Charles Aniago was speaking on their behalf yesterday, these were some of the things he hinted at. That the party has lost its taste. In fact, he did give the proverb that his father used to tell him that when you're drinking palm wine, and after some time the palm wine loses its taste, then the drinking pattern will change. And that's what has happened. That the party seems that one of the factors that they referred to also that caused them to move was the resolution in Ibadan, where the Governors Forum did say that they were not open to a coalition with other parties. Yes. Well, they were not open to be subsumed.
Leave that issue. This is it's all politics.
So they cited a number, and that in any case, by the current status of the party, how do they actually think that they could survive without a coalition? Meanwhile, he was part of that meeting, and they all signed that. But okay, the majority will always have their way. Maybe he wasn't. Now, so what we have seen, does that not strengthen the narrative that Nigerian politics lacks ideology? Because was it Bola Ige who made the famous statement about five fingers of the leper's hand? Is that what we still have right now?
No, but rightly, when we did the long political debate under the Babangida administration, the conclusion was that when it comes to politics and party formation in Nigeria, we are only a little to the left
and a little to the right.
A little to the right. And so then if you are a little to the left and a little to the right, it means we are all almost at the center. And so crossing over will be something that becomes so easy because there is not much difference when you cross the platform. And we've seen that happen over time.
Over and again.
We've seen that happen over time. We saw, what's their name? NCNC aligning with MPC. We saw MPP aligning with MPN. ordinarily you would have expected that in the Second Republic, based on their party manifestos and the rest, it should have been MPP, UPN, PRP, and GNPP aligning against the MPN. But it was the MPC who went to align with the MPN.
No, did we have MPC at the time?
No, MPC. No, MPP. Went to align with MPP. Went to align with MPN.
Because in the dispensation
that
of
was
MPN, there was no
like,
MPC.
I think Last Lunongo or Paul Lunongo, who was the MPP champion in Benue at the time, became Minister for Power and Steel or something like that. Before he eventually resigned from the cabinet. It was on that condition that we have the speaker coming, because an MPP person becoming the Speaker of the House of Rep at the time. So basically, you've seen a lot of alignment and people coming together. That tells you clearly that our politicians are not running on the east-west ideology. They are neither conservatives nor are they progressive. They are all maybe centrist. Our politicians are centrist.
So they are a little bit.
So they have a common interest, and they protect the common interest, and so they can always shift a little here or a little there. So that's what the platform or the terrain has given to us, and that was why the then regime felt it was better to just have two political parties,
the NRC
as against
and the SDP at the time.
So let's not deploy our energy, let's not waste our effort. Let people align, let's have the two. So choose the one you want to join among the two at any point in time.
After all, either of the two is
and
about
we'll
the same
see that those elections we ran with those two parties till tomorrow tends to be some of the best elections that we have had. Why? Because there were not too many distractions. So I don't think we have the fear of a one-party state.
No, let's get there. Let's get there. Now, somebody said, I think it was you, that part of the thing is self-survival. That what is happening is also self-survival. I'll go to Segun now. Don't you think that concerning Oborewori, the Delta governor, don't you think that one of the factors that would really have been principal factors that would have spurred this defection is also about his own survival? Because as it is, somebody like Omo Agege is effectively cut off.
Yes.
Effectively cut off. So, what do you say?
Yes, it's about his survival. Now, the big wigs in Delta State, many of them are in APC, including Kalu. What's his name? The former governor.
Not Uduagan. Is it Uduagan?
No, the last governor.
The last governor.
No, Okowa joined. Yes, he defected too.
Yes,
he defected too. Yeah.
So, I think it was a collective decision of the entire house, having seen that, of course, somebody like Okowa too wants to make inroad into the national level again. He wants to come back, and they are the ones that have the grip of that state as things are now. They probably clandestinely worked for him to be governor, and you can still remember some of those things that came to play before he became governor. So he had support from right, left, and center that teamed up with him even while he was in PDP. Maybe there was a kind of agreement, unwritten agreement, or even written agreement. You know, Nigerian politicians, they don't do anything without come sit down. Let's talk about this thing. If you get there, these are the things that you are going to do. You agree? You don't agree? So say it now. Let us.
Always deliverable.
Yes. So maybe there is a timetable they are working on, or working with, that made the decision of yesterday to come to pass. But you see, do we blame them? No, I don't think I blame them. No, I do not think I blame them. It is because the system allowed it.
All right. How does it sound to you, still with you, that the person we're talking about that we have gone to now, Okowa Ifeanyi, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, happens to be the vice presidential candidate under the last dispensation. And if he could move with such careless abandon, what does it speak of our politics?
The reaction of the PDP to that defection of yesterday. PDP said, oh, it's very obvious. That what happened was very obvious. They just recognized that the presidency is performing. It is as a result of a performing president.
Oh, you're talking about the PDP in Delta?
No, the APC, sorry.
Okay.
The
APC. Okay.
That's the reaction of the APC to what happened in Delta yesterday. That it is because their party is performing. It is because everybody can see that many of the promises that the party made through Mr. President to the people are being fulfilled. So it is obvious that people will come to the house and join them. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the Okoas, the governor, and all these people that joined the party, in their own eyes, they have seen that the president is performing, and for them it is time for them to team up with him to ensure that he gets a second time. Don't forget, this is just a game for 2027. See, it is not that they love the people
okay,
or they are planning on how to better the lots of the people. They and it is themselves. See, it is very, very unfortunate. That is the reason why we have continued to recycle politicians.
Exactly, that's it. And that is why we have not made the kind of revolutionary progress we should make.
If those that defected from the PDP yesterday into APC had stayed in PDP, maybe some of them would have lost out in the politics of 2027.
That's it.
And that will ensure the emergence of fresh blood.
Exactly.
Into the political system from Delta State in 2027. Maybe it would then, okay, maybe there were vibrant youths that came up to say it's supposed to be APC that we support. And so they will campaign very vigorously, even without the Okoas and the rest of them. And they will have made some little impacts, even though they may not win on a large scale. But it will have been seen that fresh blood have come out from Delta State. But because these people are still, they saw a very good chance, a very good opportunity where they can remain relevant, they move there. And so they will stifle any idea of any new blood coming up. Wow. It's unfortunate.
Wow. Let me come to you, Ben. Still talking about survival strategy, self-preservation. There were stories in recent times about the fact that Senator Ifeanyi Okowa has been investigated for some malfeasance while in office. And if you recall that it was currently Senator Adams Oshiomhole, I think when he said that he was chairman or something, who said that when you come into the APC, your sins are forgiven. Do you think that that's the injunction, partly that has is responsible for this jumpology?
Well, I will not totally say it should be that.
Okay,
because
you don't think he's seeking shelter or refuge?
The environment at the time is not the same as now. There are people who had never jumped ship, and you've had Odile had never changed party.
Yes.
From 2007 when he led government till now.
Yes.
And we've not done anything to him.
We've not done anything to him. His case is unique. Because in his case, there is
that set that you pursued and up till now, the cases are still there, not concluded.
Yeah.
So when we actually come to political cases,
it can be a very
something that can be unnecessarily long. Right? So that I don't think could be quickly responsible for the jump that we have seen. That's the practical reality. Even Ibori that was tried and was jailed abroad and the rest, and there were loots and this and that. At home, he didn't get the kind of sanction.
In fact, he's still a hero.
That relates to any of those things. And up till now, when you get to his kingdom, he's still a Superman. So to a large extent, I think that the trial and the probe alone is not sufficient to maybe do that jumpology. Because again, when you jump, when you come, you need to also look at the concept. The concept in the PDP, I would always say, is different from the concept in the APC.
What do you mean by that?
No, because I've always stated the PDP is more of an establishment party, right? So they do things for you. But the APC is more of what can you do for us? I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Really?
You look at Anokwebolo becoming a senator in APC. It was the party that went to him. It wasn't him that came to the party. That we think you can win Edo Central for us. We have never won Edo Central. And he agreed. He came and he became the senator representing Edo Central on the platform of APC. Go and check. Yeah. Prior to him, so it's always more of they look at what value are you bringing, and then the party pushed you, and then they bring you in. That's what happens in the amorphous angle where they are. PDP is more of a crystalline environment where they can capture you. His capture is not winning, it's not conviction, it's not joining, it's not partner. And that's why you heard them saying, look, you heard the governor saying, look, we are not ready to join any alliance. If you are going to work with us, then you will come under our umbrella. PDP remains the party in front. The rest of you will work with us, but we will retain our name.
Ordinarily, do you think anything was wrong with that? For a party that prided itself to be the party that will last for 60 years, even though ambition got scuttled after 16 years, don't you think that they should have a modicum of self-respect?
That's what I'm saying.
This is the
minimum.
Exactly.
That's why I'm saying they are an establishment party. There is a minimum level for the establishment, no matter what you do.
I think on one of our programs, I think I've said that there are some banks in Nigeria that must not collapse.
You said so. Yes, I remember that.
If certain banks, if they collapse in this our economy, then the economy is gone.
The end has come.
That in the political realm, it is a party like PDP
that should not collapse.
That must not collapse.
Exactly. Because how history will be incomplete. So
if now PDP now goes into a merger and the name is now subsumed, no. The polity is in trouble.
All right. The other side of that coin could be that they fizzle out entirely. So which is better?
No. PDP can't fizzle out. PDP cannot fizzle out.
No matter the movement you see today, right? Don't expect PDP in Osun to move into APC because they won't even welcome them. There are people in PDP in Ekiti that the APC will not accept, even though they have electoral value and they have clout. So you still need to know that there are environments where the boundaries are restricted. In the last Ondo election, majority of people who worked with Mimiko had moved into APC, but up till now, he cannot personally move in because again,
maybe he does not want to.
Even if he does, there won't be. What position would they give him?
Very
what
good.
Privileges
That takes me
to him?
That takes me to the next question, and it's coming to Segun. Now, don't you think that this movement, this M block movement, has the capacity to create bad blood in the APC in Delta, for example? Why do I say that? I do know, and you know too, that Senator Omo Agege had governorship ambition, and he had actually tried for the ticket once or twice and failed. Now, you can be sure that that ambition is not dead. Now, with the movement of a sitting governor, and who has all the resources with him, and now they are in the same party, his chances of clinching that ticket, if you go into, what do you call it now, into a convention, is very slim. And there will be persons like that from that office right down through to to other offices and whatever. Don't you think that this could create bad blood and, in fact, a chasm, a gradual cracking of the party in that state?
In politics, it is the survival of the fittest. Even the Bible says that if a strong man comes to the house of a rich man and is able to bind the rich poor man, he will plunder his house. In the animal kingdom, it's always like that. It is the one that is strongest that is going to be the leader. So I think Omar Agege will begin to learn that now. It's the truth. That is just the truth about politics. His enemies have gathered and they've been able to subdue him. It's just that, pure and simple. So he has to think very deeply now as to what he wants to do. If he doesn't think straight and well and decides that, okay, well, I don't even have a very comfortable, I'm no longer comfortable in this party, and he decides to defect to another party, leaving the APC, I'm sure he will not do that. He will be left in the lurch.
So he would rather beat his time.
He will rather. I think now, that's what I was trying to say the other time. What happened yesterday wouldn't have happened if there was no prior meeting and prior agreement. Of course,
including persons such as the Omo Agege we're talking about.
It is very, very certain
so that
the APC headed by our president,
yes,
is a very party, is a party that believes in methods,
strategy,
very strategic party, strategic planning. Everybody will have sat and said, don't worry, we will remember you. So I know you will not hear any pin from anywhere. It is the party.
You think the homework has been very well done?
Of course, they've done it. That is why you have en bloc. And you know it will go deep into the wards, into the local government. That's what they have done. They have eroded power from those that consider themselves powerful before. So you either join them or they sweep you away. That's just it. That's why people say it was a tsunami that happened. And as we have been saying, the tsunami has just started. It is that of a delta that you have seen. There are more coming. And you know that it's being taunted that Oshiomhole 2 in Edo State is also planning so very deeply to ensure that more people from that place move into the APC.
Definitely.
So, and I think the strategy is that you guys, I'm sure that's what Mr. President or his think tank must have told the party bigwigs from the south. Go and ensure that we have farmer roots in the south. So we've been hearing those that are likely to defect into APC,
including Fubara.
So that if some people are saying that we will not vote you in 2017, let some basis 2027, let some basis be solid. It is a contingency arrangement that the APC is making now. You understand? Let's have full soldiers in areas that we you will hear again what will happen in the southeast. You know,
there are rumors that
the president has done very good work in the southeast, especially in the infrastructure.
Yeah.
So it is going to happen. It is like I told you, it is the implication now that we should be looking at.
Wow. Now, so at this point, I guess we should just take a breather and get back. Welcome back. You're still on to the Polity, and it's coming to you from the Abuja studio of King Adebayo of Film and Theatre Arts Network TV, that we generally shorten as Kaftan TV. And my name is Dayo Mogun. We've been talking about the defections that has taken over the Polity in recent times. I remember that about, was it like about 2 months ago, there was a massive defection like this also in Kaduna State, where the who's who of the PDP also were involved. I remember Ramalan Yero and so on and so forth, plenty. I mean, big names also defecting from the PDP and going into the APC. And it's happening continuously. Yesterday, Senator Sao Kumalia of Kano State, who got elected into office on the ticket of NNPP, just also yesterday defected and got back to the APC, right? All right, so we'll look at all of that and how a party whose lifeblood is being drained consistently like this will not hemorrhage. But let's, before then, so we were talking about bad blood, the possibility of bad blood in the party because of the entrance of this new set of people. How do you see that?
Well, there will be in some environment, there will not be in some other places. It has to do with how they have been able to manage the differences. At some cases, there have been pre-negotiation. There would have been sharing, okay, when this ESCO coming from PDP now come in.
Yeah.
So what do we do to the ESCO of the state? What do we do to the structure of the state? What do we do to the management of affairs within the new party? You cannot rule out that there may be people who will decide to leave and possibly go back, go to PDP or go elsewhere. We've seen that happen.
That is going to be very rare.
We've seen that happen over time. I think the current governor in, I think either Gombe or Bauchi, you have instances where the same people, two people had contested governor back to back, and they have contested from the opposite party. In Edo, we saw that with Pastor Eze Yamu. He contested from a PDP against Obaseki for his first term, and by the time they were contesting the second round, Obaseki had moved to PDP, while Ise Yamu had moved to APC. So they both have crossed, and it was still the same two names on the ballot, but now on different parties. So we've seen that happen in places. You've seen people who move out of their party to go to another party because they didn't get the ticket, contest election, and then they will come back. They will defect back after winning. So it's a whole lot of that. Mimiko moved to Labour, won the election in Ondo, right? In 2011, Labour won everything in Ondo State. The Labour Party won everything across board. House of Reps, Senate, everybody. And there were people who had been in Labour before they came, who eventually have to move from Labour at the time to go to SDP. Some of them are still in SDP from that 2011 till now. The likes of, I think, Agunloye and Agunloye, had to leave for SDP because that gang came into Labour and they took away everything from them. So it's obvious that yes, some people will stay, but some who believe they have grassroots enough support or they are popular enough and they are not being shown sufficient respect.
Do you think some people will be principled?
Well, I wouldn't say principle. It is because they think they are not being shown sufficient respect. Or they will not get the right value. So, and they feel they deserve more than the new arrangement is going to give them. Then they may move out. That's the practical reality. It's a bowl, when you fill it and you fill to excess, there will be spilling. And so some people will definitely need to move.
It's even possible that a politician might think that I don't need the national level. I don't want to go global. This my small cocoon
is good for me.
It's just good for me. And he decides to maintain. There are politicians like that. Say, okay, it's just my senatorial district. It's just my local government. I'm in charge. I'm in control. I'm in control of my ward. I'm in control. So we remain where we are. There are politicians like that, but there are very few.
Exactly.
They are very,
in our
very
climb,
few. Yes,
particularly.
Yeah, very few. And they will probably end up running the system there with his own money, because you can be sure that those in the state, at the state level or at the center, will ensure that they make him pay for his decision. It happens like that.
Wow.
happens like that.
This is really, really, really interesting. Now, this situation of defections here, defections there, defections there, and almost all of them coming to the ruling party begins to present a scare, the one-party state scare. I'm going to be asking whether this scare is real, and or is it real, or is it far-fetched? All right, just before we answer that, please be alerted, be informed that the phone line is open now. It's 080-2993-365, and so you can also weigh in on what we're talking about. We expect you to call in so that the world can hear you. And so, is it real? Is the scare real?
Well, let's
start this way. Yeah. Do you think is multi-party system actually preferable, or is it just a hype?
Well, if you ask me, I would say that in Nigeria, multi-party system is more of a hype, especially if we run the presidential system. If we go parliamentary, I will be home and dry any day with the multi-party system. Because what that will do is it allows everybody to be able to hone in their own environment, get recognized, connect with the people, and be able to represent the people that know them. Not that somebody is appointing a warrant chief over a state. He said, Ashibi is your citizen. We've had in the past where a government appointed a minister who had no polling unit in Lagos State, and he represented Lagos State for 8 years.
Who had no polling booth?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Where is, up till now, go and check, where is Segun Ojelade electoral unit in Lagos, or electoral ward, where he had met with the party leaders? Had he ever sat with the politicians from Lagos? But for 8 years, he was minister on the ticket.
That's because he's based abroad.
No, it's not about, even if the truth, but in a parliamentary system, you know that wouldn't have happened.
Let's quickly take this.
Connect with the people.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm calling from Mandala in Niger State.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Moody.
Go on, please. Let's have your take.
Okay, sir. The politics in Nigeria, sir, is as a result of selfishness. People that jump from party to party, those are the people that destroy the country. If you will know that you will maintain standards, you are supposed not to jump from one party to another. That is honest somebody. But if you jump from party to party, it's total selfishness that makes them to jump from party to party. And this thing will not help the country to grow. Because everybody is supposed to maintain a party. If we see the Western world, they do maintain party. And no matter how failure the party is, they will stand by it, they will maintain it.
Exactly.
But in the case of Nigeria, they jump because of selfish interest. The National Assembly is supposed to make a law that no chance for you to jump party. Somebody that contested under social party and won the election, you will see him in a short time, he jump and said, I have to leave this party because of this and that. They are selfish. And it's not their fault. It's the followers. We the followers are because of this.
How do you mean?
The man that jumped the party is having only one vote.
Yeah.
If all of us team up together, like Abuja area now, they are open. Not at other states. In Abuja here, people vote right. It's always INEC that is our problem again. If not, if everybody follow Abuja, you will see that things will move in order. And all those Jokolotu we're supposed to abandon them, forget them.
Did you hear that?
Well, thank you very much, Moody, if I got the name correctly. Is that Moody? Yeah, thank you so much for calling, and tell others that Kaftan TV is the real deal.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, so you were trying to make a point. By the way, I was just being playful using jumpology. There's no such word in the English dictionary. I was just playing with words because it's being used in society. After all, we've been creating new English words. I mean, words accepted by the English people. Yeah. So maybe very soon, maybe jumpology will also make the lexicon. But for now, there's nothing like jumpology. I've confidentially, you can talk about jump, and that's it. Yeah. So you were on just before that.
What I was saying is very straight. When you look at the way we are and the way we are structured, there would always be people moving because there were not too much ideological basis.
Exactly.
There were not too much restrictions here and there. Even if you make law that nobody can cross, you will still eventually discover that somehow people will still find a means to
I don't
cross.
think so.
If you
make
it a law, right? It shouldn't also be that if you cross, then you have lost. Because at the point of contesting, you needed a platform.
Yes.
Is it not?
Yes.
Now, if that platform is no longer there, or if that platform is not able to make you support your people or represent them the way you are supposed to represent them, right? You saw a sinking ship, and you are supposed to catch fish and deliver to your people. But you know that if you remain in that ship, the fish you already have, you are going to lose them, and you will get back home with nothing. To a large extent. If indeed you represent the people, you want to do something.
We'll get back.
What people are saying is this. On the ballot paper, on which people elected you, it was the party.
There was a party.
They say
you were elected based on your own antecedents and the party.
On the ballot paper, we have APC, PDP, Labour Party,
and so on. Yeah,
and so on. So it is the party that people choose. So if you are elected on the platform of a party, do not carry that party's mandate
to another party.
I think because now at the National Assembly they begin to count the number of senators from this party, from each party, and then you
from what happened yesterday. From what happened yesterday, the formation in the Senate will definitely have changed again because the PDP caucus also moved. So you're talking about maybe 3 senators again lost. I think that the laws should be made firmer to tackle that.
If you can't lose to do that. If you are going to do that, then you will have to provide for independent candidacy. If we do not provide for independent candidacy and we put that law, then we are putting the nation.
The truth is even that as Nigeria is constituted today, such a law can never see the light of the day. It is just pure and simple.
Why?
Those that will make the law are sheep jumpers.
Yeah, they are sheep jumpers.
So, and besides, well, do not think that I'm copying your.
No, you're correct.
Jumper is still okay.
It's correct.
So what I'm saying is that the way it is now, the Nigerian politician will never ever subscribe to the idea that I cannot move to another party tomorrow. Those that won election under the platform of the APC during Buhari's tenure, many of them are no longer as APC as they used to be today.
Yeah. No, even while they were in the Senate, Saraki moved. Dogara moved.
Yeah, but we're saying, yeah, we have had those realities, but we're saying, should those be our realities?
And that's what we are saying. If you will say they cannot move, right? Because one of the reasons for movement, we've told you, I feel the people want me to represent them. Accepted. The party has refused to give me a ticket. But now I have I can get the mandate of the people. And then I moved. The question will be this. In the last presidential election, Labour Party won the 5 states in the Southeast. Landslide. Right? Is it Labour they voted for or Peter Obi?
Yeah, see, it's a combination of the two.
No, hold on, sir. If you have allowed independent candidates, Peter Obi should have contested that election as an independent candidate and he would have gotten the votes he got in the southeast and possibly even in Lagos without a political party. So what we are saying is permit independent candidacy, right? Why? So that if I feel this party is not doing me well and I want to represent the people, then you will contest on your own name and on your strength. If you now get the position and you chose to align with anybody, you will be free to align. And the truth, I keep saying, we are more of a parliamentary people than this presidential rubbish.
All right, we'll get back. Now, Ben is saying, as far as he's concerned, that the multi-party thing, Ariwo last one, it's like it's just hype. What is multi-party? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Let me go to Segun.
Well, at the end of the day, we have about, is it 38? 19 political
now.
19 now. Some of us don't even know the name of all
some of those parties.
Some of them do not even have
offices,
a viable or a known office. What is the electoral showing? See, it's always like that. Everywhere. It's always like that. Maybe at the end of the day now, it will just be about 3-4 political parties that will be there. But you see, nobody will feel that they have been shut out.
Exactly.
For instance, Showore has a party now. He has a party.
Or he leads a party. Maybe that construction is not too good, because when you say he has a party, it's like you have
contested election in a party.
It's like you have bread in your bag. So,
but today, we have been able to accommodate. Maybe Showore will not be accommodated. He will not go to PDP.
He will not go to PDP. He will not go to APC. Yeah.
So the system must find.
I was talking about principle.
Yes.
So
the system must find a place
for
that
such
will
a
be
person.
comfortable in. See, he is not saying that. Yes, he has capacity. Well, he's saying so that he has capacity to be president of this nation.
Yes, he's saying
but he will not grudge anybody if at the end of the day APC is declared the winner with the number of votes. He will not. He will not. He will contest the result of the election, but he will not say, I was never given an opportunity.
I think that's the beauty of the multi-party.
So the beauty of the multi-party system is that it accommodates
availability of choice.
Yes.
Availability of choice. I think that is very...
It creates a very wide playing field for everybody. Now you say, you cannot be with these people, neither can you stay in this house.
Yes.
Then you now create your own environment. Now go and test your strength out there. If it were in a very good climate, such parties can contest the local government election and probably win a councillorship seat, if not for our emperors who want all. So, but you during local government elections, you have some of those parties coming to purchase nomination forms and then having candidates. Though they may not, but you have been able to accommodate them. They too will say, call themselves candidates. I contested the local government chairmanship seat in my constituency. They add it to their CV.
Yeah.
So the polity must be able to accommodate them. But again, it is just that when you have something, there should be a system whereby you will not stifle them.
Exactly.
You will not squeeze life out of them.
Yes.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Exactly.
If they cannot give a very good showing at the national level, let them express themselves freely at the local level.
Good. Hello. We've missed you greatly. We said
I missed the station as well. I've been trying to connect, but sometimes the network is not too.
Oh, really? Good to have you
Yes.
back.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Mr. Dayo.
Yes.
Very wonderful. Good afternoon to...
this is lost but found. Yeah, go on.
Yes, good afternoon to Mr. Ambassador Ben. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Segun Ojelade. And good afternoon to our wife, viewers. Yes, a very wonderful topic. But before I will contribute, please let me take us back to narrate what happened in Cross River State, Northern Sectorial District precisely. I believe you are hearing. Confirm if you are hearing me, please.
We can hear you.
Okay. Similar thing that happened yesterday or 2 days today in Delta State play out in Cross River State when former Governor Ben Ayade was the governor because of leadership crisis between him and the National Assembly members, where they hijacked the party structure. So in the course of him trying to find his feet, he lost out and decided to jump ship to APC.
Yeah.
And being the first governor from the Northern Cross River State that is made up of 5 local governments of Ogoja, Yala, Bikwara, Obudu, where he is from, and Obaliko. He performed so bad. That is why some of us will call him as a colossal failure in government and governance. So, he contested for the senatorial seat 2023. But because of his performance, we decided across party lines, I am an APC member, card carrying member, but we voted against him. That is why I am telling you overwhelmingly, as a sitting governor, we voted against him. And that is why we have the present senator from PDP as Senator Jarigbe Agunloye.
Jarigbe, yeah.
Yes. So, let me leave the story there. Why am I saying this, or why do I bring this story? If they lie, they should continue to decamp. That is none of our business. But we Nigerians should be very, very strong on the ground. No matter anything, they cannot take us back to one system.
All right.
Why? If you are not a good material, we should be rest assured that we are not voting you. Let's vote candidate and not political party. If we can do that, we will tell these politicians that they cannot take us for a ride. Look at what is happening. The National Assembly members are dominated by my party, the APC. The law is there, but they cannot do anything because it favors them. So it is a very bad precedent they are setting. But on the whole, I wish them well. Like the governor of Delta State, I don't know why he was in PDP. There are some certain democratic dividend he's supposed to attract to his people that he couldn't. That's why he has decided to move to APC. We wish him well. But on the whole, we know that the political system or structure in Delta State now is what they are coming with all this political permutation against 2027, 2031, 2035, or thereabouts. But later, the people should resist bad candidates, irrespective of political party. Thank you.
Just before you go, Esojudu. Just before you go, Esojudu, and I hope that you can do this. Oh, no, it's gone. I was going to ask him. Okay, so let's make progress. You have said
I was going to actually pin up that point that we can get to a point of one party state, and that's what he has stated rightly.
And that's what he also said.
The politicians can decide to move.
Yes.
No problem. But the people can also move. There can always be alliance on the other side. But what I think, however, is when the parties are too many, it also gets the people confused, get INEC unnecessarily burdened with dealing with things across the nation,
logistics and everything. Yeah.
So that's why I felt we should have fewer numbers of parties, not something so large, and we should make provision. I will continue to insist for independent candidacy, because a number of times it is actually the candidate that the people want to vote for. And sometimes some of the errors we even have in our election comes because there is improper political education, and exactly. So they vote for the wrong candidate, not because that's what they wanted to do, but because they have problem understanding whether it's the party logo, the party symbol, or whatever has been put in place.
No, let me quickly add one thing. INEC will not stop people from establishing or registering new parties.
Yes.
So I'm sure very soon now they are going to open
the space
for people to. But there are guidelines. There are parameters for establishing a party. There are laid down procedures, and there are things that they must do. INEC will now go back to the field and verify those structures that they claim they have. Any of them that cannot meet, they remove them. Now, and then if a party, there is a benchmark in terms of electoral performance that you have. Some of them don't even have did not even win anything in any election they contest. Of course, those ones know that they've gone. They're no longer political parties. So.
I thought if a child fails, he should be given opportunity to repeat.
See, it's just like government. It's just like government employing people. One of the things INEC should do is that open the space, let people that want to establish, let them come. Then let them go for the examination. That's the election. Any of them that fails or did not meet the basic parameters, they fizzle out, they remove them. But they will not complain that they never allow them
exactly.
to do
I think that is very
yes.
important. I think that is very important.
Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Is that Captain TV?
It is.
Yes.
You're welcome to Captain TV.
Yeah. I want to contribute to the program.
Yes, by first telling us your name and your location.
My name is Solomon. I'm calling from Monga.
I didn't hear the name.
I'm calling. My name is Solomon.
Solomon.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Yes.
Let's hear you.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Go on, please.
Yeah. Please, my contribution is that what they are talking about now is that what is happening in Nigeria is that the politics now is the highest bidder. That's what is happening now. The highest bidder, that's why they are crossing to the other parties. So we Nigerians have to do something about it. If we don't do anything about it, that is how we are going to continue. So Nigeria, everybody is looking for its own selfish interest. That is what is happening in Nigeria. So we have to do something about it. If we don't do something about it, that is how we are going to be moving. Every time there will be an election, people will be running from different parties to different parties. So they are looking for where they will get what they want.
Thank you, Solomon. Thank you very much, Solomon. Well, interestingly, this is not just moving from one party to the other. In this particular instance, the majority of the movement, the traffic is one way. It's all roads lead to the ruling party.
Yes.
And I think we can understand that, and some of our contributions we have articulated why it is so, because most politicians are looking for where their bread can be buttered. And I think that basically that's the motivation. Because if it would even have been better if it was a flux where people are going and people are coming. Maybe that would have been much more healthier for the system. But a situation where it's a depletion from here towards this side, I think that really calls for worry, just like many Nigerians are worried. Having said that, now, talking about the parties and whether they meet this thing, is it not possible, because I recall that the Babangida regime did something like this, is it not possible for the system, for government to support the parties, to at least sort of create the enabling circumstance for them to compete well. But I'll get back. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
My name is Mike. I'm calling from Makurdi.
Mike Makurdi. The sound won't resemble you. Well done.
Thank you. God bless Nigeria. God bless Captain.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
You see, the issue of defection, Nigeria is becoming, with due respect, I don't want to use it, but I think we are becoming funny in our politics.
Good. If you find that a word will be too bad, don't use it. And I thank you for abiding by that. Go on, please.
Thank you very much. But looking at it, I think it is more of the fear of the unknown that is pushing our politicians towards one direction. Maybe probably FCC or ICPC, but by the time my tenure is finished, what will happen? I don't want to. You remember somebody told us one time that if you defect a particular party, your sins are forgiven.
Yeah.
Maybe
We said that here before.
on that forgiveness of sins so that they will enter heaven. Because they are trying to walk towards that direction. God bless Nigeria. God bless Qatar.
Thank you, Mike. So, like I was saying, is it not possible? I remember that during the IBB regime, that subventions, is that correct?
Yeah, there was
were given to the two parties. Yes, at least a minimum of certain amount to support them to get offices, to get basics.
No, the government actually built offices
across the nation. Exactly. Correct.
For the party.
Correct.
Now there were only two parties at the time.
Yes.
So if today, like, was it 2019 election, we have 89 parties.
89.
How do you build offices for 89 parties across 774 local government? That is going to be, then it was because it was just two political parties. Today those buildings are used as hospitals in some states. They've been converted
Or they are
local government.
Some are used as local government secretariat.
by hoodlums.
Some are abandoned.
Or by rodents.
Some are abandoned.
Yes.
In a number of good places
being
that I've
used.
seen them, they are being used as health centers.
Yes.
They use them as the hospitals. Some of them start the basis for general hospital and the proper.
National University. Now.
Okay,
National Open
Open University has taken over very many of them.
Okay. See, from what you have said, we don't necessarily have to build them offices. We can give a 1 billion, 5 billion, 2 billion.
There are some of them.
5 billion to 50 people.
INEC still gives subvention to the parties after they meet some certain parameters. Like we said during election. If you meet, if at the end of the day you perform well, you now have the status of the political
I'm saying we don't have to. If you managed to meet the registration criteria,
yes,
it should position you to benefit. Yeah. Unlike what you're saying.
No, they give them something.
After the election.
No, they give them something before election. It is just that after election, they have to review the list.
Yes.
If they have not won and they are not managing any office, why do you want to keep giving them subventions? So if you allow that, then some people are going to
see some people
gang together. 25 people will gang together.
Yes. So we also can
rent a flat in Abuja.
It's not a flat.
It's a shop. An address in Abuja. I'm saying get a shop in Abuja. Get a shop in 24 other states across the geopolitical zone and come to INEC.
Yes.
INEC will go and visit. They will see the flag and the door. So we are qualified to get the subvention.
Okay, what name are we going to give our own? Now, hello? Hello, this is Kaftan TV. Well, I think there's a problem with that. Please do call us back. So, you're saying that if we have that kind of a system, we will have
abuse.
Yeah, we'll have a mushrooming of parties.
There will be abuse, and INEC will be spending
Nigeria
will be spending so much for doing nothing.
Hello?
Is that Kaftan TV?
This is Kaftan TV. You're welcome.
Hello?
You're welcome to Kaftan TV.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon.
You're welcome, sir.
You are presenting a very nice topic.
Thank you very much.
But do you know the problem we are facing in Nigeria? is greediness. People don't want to lose at all. They want to continue acquiring. If not, at least if you were in SDP or PDP and you have gotten something before, you don't need to jump to another party again, even though if you lose. You can use what you have acquired by thanking Almighty to take you to that time that you have been able to acquire. I'm calling you from Niger State, Mina. My name is Shehu.
I'm so thankful that you still identified yourself at the end.
People should not be greedy, please. People should not be greedy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I hope you're not spotting dreadlocks. Don't spot dreadlocks in Niger State. Oh, the governor has said that if you get any such person, you should be arrested.
No, the governor has said that he made a mistake that...
that better be.
No,
I don't say he made a mistake. He said if you are coming in for business, they should not arrest you. But for the people on the street, he is still valid. And I know that Togri in that state is a serious issue. When we went there, was it last year for a state, we call it safe school event. The school children will tell you that their biggest fear is not bandit or kidnapper, but the thugs who can pass through the fence when the fence is broken.
All right, so
anyway,
do we still feel that we're sliding into a one-party state?
I don't think so. We won't get there because, okay, like somebody had rightly put it yesterday, that 2027 election, even if all the governors let them move, will likely be more of an election between APC and the people. But I don't even see it getting there because there will definitely be some other coalition and some other parties that will stand that election.
Yes. But again, quickly, don't you think that whatever void is being created by the whittling of the influence of PDP, by the whittling of its coverage, SDP from the current whatever is going on right now, the coalition they're trying to put together and all that, the attention that the party is gaining, don't you think that part of that void could be filled by SDP after this, please? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, you're welcome to Kaftan TV.
Yes. Hello?
Go on, please. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, and let's hear your opinion.
My name is Joshua from Ondo State.
Joshua. Katie. Hello, go on. Go on, please. Oh, we lost him. All right, so.
I think, like you said, there will still be coalitions. There will still be parties that will come together. There will still be new alliances. And some parties will strengthen themselves to be able to make some electoral showing. SDP will be one of them if they get their acts together very well. And then what I would just advise them is they should stop being combative. They should go the underground and make recruitment of people. There are still people that are disenchanted with what is going on PDP and APC.
Who would find a new platform attractive?
New platform with SDP. It should not be by fight. It should not be by all these stories that we're hearing now. The pool is enough for them, for all of them to swim. So I think parties like SDP should concentrate. Labour is still a rancorous house, just like PDP. They can still do some poaching there, but they should not embroil themselves in tackling, facing the man that is on the seat now. It is 2027 that they should face and work on their own candidates too, to sell them to the people. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, okay. Hello? Hello? You're welcome to Kaftan TV.
I like the program you are doing today.
Thank you very much.
Yes, what I just want to say that I can see that people, they don't want to be voting. And what is not saying us now is that we are greedy. I'm just here for Mondo State. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very, very fast one. Now,
that we are what?
That people don't want to lose or something, and that people are greedy. And that's the reason why we're where we are.
Yes, yes.
Now, Ben, some people have said that considering what's happening to PDP, that if you have such a rancorous setting, and it's been identified that some people are the primary reason why the House is in that unending disarray, why don't you remove them? And I'm talking specifically about removing, for example, expelling, if need be, somebody like Atiku and somebody like Wike. Because Wike clearly is not a member of the PDP from his actions. Yesterday, he put out a statement out there to celebrate what the Delta people had done. I mean, if he was just minding his own style of balancing, reprobating and appropriating, maybe, but this time, there was a clear-cut stand, appreciating damage being done to his supposed party. So,
because there is a fundamental issue. Like we said, when we come to party and the parties themselves, one thing is fundamental. I would always insist, don't ever forget, PDP is an establishment party. Started by people who have been in government, who have been in public office, and who understood a number of things of how the nation runs, and who are used to those benefits.
If that's the description, how is it really different from APC? Because Muhammad Buhari had been in government, Tinubu had been in government, several other such persons had been in government who formed the APC.
Now, when you look at their involvement, you cannot relate them as being exactly
the same.
Okay.
Buhari,
So when you look at that, till tomorrow, Buhari is not considered an establishment person in Nigeria. You won't see an Obasanjo called him to his establishment people meeting. And he did told him at once in 2019 that all of us, right, are against you. If you remember, during the campaign, that's after Atiku went to and they agreed on, he was saying Buhari cannot win election because the establishment people, we are against him. So it tells you that he's actually not one of them, he's an outsider. So you have the people who are in government and more of those who are the outsider. PDP is a party of those who should be the insider. But when somebody who is used to being inside had been logged out for 10 years, you expect those things that you are seeing now to happen with them. And like I said, the governors are supposed to bring up the money. From 2015 to 2023, people believe that Wike did more of sponsoring and spending on the party.
Yes.
And that makes him more like a colossus. Atiku also has the money to spend. So when you begin to expel people who have the money to sponsor you, politics is about money. Ordinary printing today, to print poster now is about 50 naira for one poster or more, or even 200 naira. So to print poster, to print banner, before you talk about paying transport, before you talk about renting halls, before you talk about renting spaces and running campaigns, they are not cheap. So if there are no people, so if you expel the people who you look up to or who still have the muscle, the financial muscle to fund those things, there will be issues.
This might possibly be the last question. Of what use is it to have somebody who funds you and poisons you?
No, wait, let me say that. Don't call Wike poison in PDP.
No,
okay. No, it's not a poison.
Yeah.
But Wike is not. We cannot zero down the problem PDP is having on Wike?
No, that's why I said
No.
both Atiku and Wike.
Well, even Atiku, problem of PDP was not caused by one person. PDP attracted the problem that is having upon itself.
How? We have very limited time though, yeah?
How? The house that is crumbling now is the interplay of forces of power. People who want the soul of the party, not necessarily in doing the right thing.
The right thing,
exactly.
Yes, that is just what is happening. So they should all sheath their soul. And then remember that some people built this party. Those ones that are at the end of affairs now must work to sustain the house and stop the drift. This is a fight of ego.
You see,
pure and simple. And then there are moles in the house. Like we said sometime here, there are moles in that house. So they should identify them, either they should placate them, or find a way to push them out.
So we've come to an option of pushing them out.
When you go back to 2015 or 2016, somebody was asking a question. The G38 that started the party, how many of them are left in the party? And how relevant are they? What position have they given them? Because we said it's an establishment structure. Well, there are people in establishments that when you remove them, the establishment will shake, because sometimes entire establishments are like teams where people are specialists in different areas. So when you don't allow them to do what they should do, there is no way the balance will come in. So clearly from where they've been to where they are now, when APC was forming alliance in 2013, they said they are strange bedfellows. They called them all manners of names. Rather than take them serious and prepare to confront them, they felt, look, by deriding them and calling them names was sufficient to make them lose the election and to get them out. And as soon as they won, PDP began to have issues. You go into their laws, you talk about internal democracy.
Yes.
You talk about internal democracy, and up till now, you are still not seeing the internal democracy.
Well, we're going to have to go. Thank you so very much for tuning in to Kaftan TV. And thank you for the time you spent with us. I hope it was worth it. You could call us and let us have feedback. I want to say thank you. I'll also be here for Matters Arising from 8 to 9. Yes. Please do join me. We'll talk about some other things maybe, or maybe we'll progress on this same route. My name is still Dayo Omogun, and I have had with me Ben Agunloye and Segun Ojelade. I hope that you enjoyed your time with us. Thank you very much, production team. And from me, Dayo Omogun, it's bye-bye for now.